smash the like button. Bernie, we were talking, and people they
Mhm.
they see your energy. You're very a confident man. You're definitely confident in your fighter, and in the same time,
Mhm.
people are quick to judge guys like yourself, even me and myself too. I'm a
Mhm.
very confident man when I speak upon predictions and stuff like that, and I eat them if I have to. But in the same time, people were calling us clowns. We hype the whole nine, and it's just nice to see this come into fruition. Now, when we talk about 154 pounds rematch, do you believe that Errol Spence should have entertained that fight this year, or do you think he took a lot of damage and
Uh,
might need a
well,
little more recovery time?
nah. Like I say, this guy's resilient. Man, he survived a car crash. He got a lot of him too. I think that he probably gonna be able to perform a little bit better, or he gonna have a lot. He gonna not have so much weight on his shoulders this time. He had a lot of weight on his shoulders. Nobody was thinking about. Everybody just thinking, that he gonna run through Bud and it's gonna be this and he gonna break him and this and that, and he know that's not true. So he had a lot of weight on his shoulders, a lot to live up to, and which I understand. They was keeping away from Bud because this guy's a killer. Um, and but I think that I don't know how much better he can do. You know, I don't know. Maybe he'd be feel a little bit better at a higher weight, but then Bud also gonna feel a little bit better in the higher weight. So um, I think we just 2 steps ahead of him every time. That's it. We just 2 steps ahead of him. But for a guy like him, um, mm, like I say, I don't know. I don't know. We might stop him earlier this time. His career could really be over after this. So it's a really something you're gonna have to think about.
Absolutely. A lot of people have been talking about, maybe he should retire after this fight. Other people say that, Terrence Crawford has the ability to adjust in the fly. Imagine watching film study and watching what are the pros and cons, X's and O's of what he did in that fight. It's kind of hard to teach a dog new tricks. But for Terrence Crawford, it just seems like at a rematch, you guys stole a lot of Spence fans, I have to say. There's a lot of people switching sides from the jump. This is boxing. We already know. This is how it is. Um, what do you believe that now? As far as the draw power, do you think he's just gonna just embrace? Because I seen him embrace this all. But what do you
No, I
think? Do you think we're gonna get a
think it's the
different
same
type
old
of Bud
Bud.
coming in his next fight?
And he had peace with everything. You can see the graciousness in his interviews. You can see if you listen to what he's saying, the substance and what he's saying. And like I say, it's a great champ. You know, he did it his way, not being acting a fool. Definitely getting a little rowdy at times. But definitely not overstepping it. And being very gracious and realistic about everything that's been said. And so, like I say, where else can he go? He can go anywhere else. I think he really he's a superstar now for sure. I always thought he was a superstar, but now you're a superstar. You've been in Creed. These guys, everybody clamoring to go see him at behind the scenes. All the superstars coming there to see him after the fight. So just like I said, he's a superstar. And the one thing about him is that he's a one man gang almost. Of course he got us behind him, but he got to get there and do the fighting. So, he's holding all the cards right now. He's a warrior. He's almost the baddest man on the planet.
Um, Talk about, as far as preparing for him, he's had, Shakur Stevenson to spar with. Obviously when you have a sharp fighter like Shakur, it just makes you even sharper, obviously, when you're in there with a guy that's not as sharp. When we talk about, Spence not being, the sharpest guy, more of the guy that breaks you down. Was that the plan, to have, uh, iron sharpen iron type of a thing for sparring when it came down to making sure that I know Shakur has been working with you guys for such a long
Well,
time. Y'all been making each other
my honest
better, you know.
assessment is this: is that Bud already know what to do because he been studying these guys all the time. He's always constantly comparing himself to these guys, and he has a high IQ of himself. So, um, he know what to do and what to work on. And so Shakur just being there is just again a young guy who's motivated to be a great champion and things like that in a high level too. Really he loves his attitude. That's what Bud really loves. I know he loves that he's a talented fighter, but it's more so his attitude. He's a don't give a care. He's coming for you. He don't matter. He want to fight the best, and he ain't scared to say it. So almost like a young Cassius Clay for real, because he always bothers everybody. Shakur don't play, so he's constantly want to test himself, and so I think that's what that's about. Having a guy like that, with him and all the guys. Keyshawn,